Welcome to the third episode of the Bozos podcast, done by obviously four fast students. But as you can see, we have one fast student missing, one Bozo missing because he had some other stuff to do. So we're gonna present. We three Bozos are gonna present today's episode. I'm joined by Ahmad and Umer Farooq. So we guys welcome you all. So how are you guys?
I'm basically doing fine
It's
just as
great.
ever.
Yeah, me too. I'm great.
Great lives, You're obviously during the holidays. There's not much to do. So
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
exactly.
just going alright, I guess you could say.
The
You
first
know,
few days were like very good, but it's become boring now.
Yeah, because as time
yeah,
progresses, it's becoming boring. Yeah.
man, I don't feel quite at home, man. I
I
was just
mean,
talking about,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
yes,
just talking this
seriously.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I think I am not feeling as usual I used to when I was home back then. But
Looks like we are hostel sick.
yeah,
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 that's what I
exactly.
feel like. Yeah, that's also what I feel like you guys, because I believe you guys spent most of your time of 2022 in
Yeah,
hostel. So when you went back to your
yeah,
home, so obviously you don't have that same environment anymore. And so I
No,
can.
exactly.
the environment is quite different. The in hostel in university we were quite busy. We were hanging out with each other, talking with each other. Like it's not like I'm used to this anymore. That
Yeah,
those four
we were
months.
always in a rush, man. We
Yeah,
were
yeah,
always in a
exactly.
rush, trying to do something, thinking about something, and
you
and
you
it's just halted
Yeah,
now.
like you could also say that, university, like they gave us stuff to do, like we had assignments and all of these things to do, but now that it's
Yeah,
over, so there's nothing to do, hence getting bored and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
all of the
it's
time we had. Yeah, all of the time we had something to do. Like we didn't have enough time. We had less time, more assignments. Now it's
yeah.
we have nothing to do.
and we're gonna miss these old good days.
Yeah, exactly.
Just let the second semester start and we'll come to know.
Yeah,
We'll
back to the same
visualize and
routine.
idealize this time.
It's like, so make sure you guys spend as much time as you can, but then after semester starts, we're gonna suffer once again.
Yeah, human beings are here to suffer, man.
So anything interesting happening to you guys lately, or the same old life?
Same old life.
What about
Like
you, Moise?
It's nothing, like obviously we've started this podcast, just to kick out the boredom that we have like over these past few days.
Yeah, man.
So because of this, so we're active and we're talking to each other, having our relationship improve. So it's not as boring as I thought, but it's still like it could be better, I guess you could say. There's nothing to do. That's the main problem.
Exactly.
I basically planned every many things before coming here, but now nothing is going as I planned.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the
You guys
flow.
talking about podcast thing?
No, no, no. The other things like I
Okay,
planned I
okay.
would go there, I would meet someone certain that this and that, but
Yeah,
nothing is
and you
going
would
as
marry,
planned.
and you would
Bruh.
marry her, na? Meet someone and marry. That's all.
Well,
That's what life in Pakistan is all about. To be honest.
yeah.
I mean, you guys are like
I'm
out in.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm not looking to marry someone. I'm looking for some marriage though. I want to eat some
Well,
good food.
Just go into any random wedding, just tell them that you're his cousin or whatever, and just get free food.
yeah,
Life hacks 101.
yeah.
They,
Whoever
they,
asks you
they
something,
they basically don't even
whoever,
ask.
if they did ask, uh, tell them that I'm from the other side. If it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
groom side, say I'm from the bride side.
They wouldn't care. Just they're just gonna let you in and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. If nothing works, I'm from the God side.
Yeah. I've been blessed upon you guys, so let me in.
Yeah, I came exactly. I came here with Molly.
uh,
I'm his I'm his closest relative.
it works 100%. Don't worry about it, guys. It'll
It will work.
100% work.
They won't even ask.
Yeah.
They won't even ask, isn't?
You just dress like you are going to a wedding, but just that.
Exactly. Have you even tried though? I didn't personally
No,
Yeah,
try
but
it.
we
yeah,
will.
I
We
did
will
once.
now.
I did once. I did once.
Oh, nice.
So
Did it
basically,
work?
yeah, yeah. So there is a school just in front of our house. So there was a, some, I think it was a wedding ceremony or something like that. So I just wore my shoes and went to the, first gate, and they didn't even ask who you were, where you coming from. Even though they saw me coming from the front gate of my house, they didn't ask anything, and they just let me in. I went in. I've ate everything I wanted, and then came back.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's great, man.
And I was a kid back then. You know, it takes a lot
Okay,
of guts to do this when you're a kid.
exactly.
Hey, but it worked, right? So you got your free food.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Out someday try.
You should
Out.
try. This is the season. This is the right season.
Man, they're not enough wedding ceremonies in F11, man.
Don't worry, Umar.
I
We'll
This
don't
is.
we'll
have.
we'll try it with your wedding, inshallah.
It's too late, man. It's too late.
Nah, nah. There's still time. Don't worry.
Do a second one.
Do a second one. I believe there's so much time in the first,
Okay,
so there's almost no chance of the second, I think, right now.
you can do both together.
Yeah, I can.
Double the wedding, double the food.
Double the
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, exactly.
Molvi says just fun.
See, Molvi
He
will
just,
also have fun.
yeah, of course.
Do you guys have anything in mind to talk about in this podcast, like any specific topic?
That's what we are doing, man.
Trying to
See,
find as we go.
see,
Yeah.
like for the first two episodes, I believe the first episode was just an introduction. Ahmed, you weren't available back then. So, but for the second one, we
Yeah.
talked about the world's problems. You know, the international affairs and all of that. So, how about we just talk about national affairs then? Pakistani cities or whatever, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, man.
That's a good idea, really good idea.
See, because the problem with me is I'm an introvert piece of shit, so I don't leave my house. The only places I've actually been to are either Lahore and Karachi, the main big cities. So, but you guys, you guys actually you come from hostel to Islamabad and go from here and there. So this episode is basically based on you two because I'm a piece of shit, so I just stay at home, so I don't have much to talk about. So it's on to you guys to save the to save the episode.
Sometimes introvert too, man. I just moved from my room at home to my room at hostel and then travel back.
I mean, it's still
I really
moving, right?
don't.
It's still better than my.
I can
It's
tell you
moving, but
about my
it has
experience.
become just natural and it doesn't feel like you're traveling.
I can tell you about
There
my
is
experience when I traveled through train from my city to Islamabad.
Please tell us.
Yeah, so we boarded the train at 4 p.m. and I thought it was gonna be okay, but I knew the train was slow and had many stops. So I mentally prepared myself for it. So the train started and we started to leave, and it was going first rather slower than I thought because it's a train, it should be going faster. So we were going slowly and slowly, and all of a sudden we came to a sudden halt, and I wasn't expecting that. And it was already crampy, the air, I couldn't even breathe, like, fresh air. I couldn't have fresh air inside the box. We were going slowly and we halted, and I was thinking, what's happening? Is the train okay? Is everyone okay? So, and then we started going again. We were going slowly and slowly. I didn't expect it to go that slow, the way it was going. The bus goes more faster than a train, and it was a hell of experience, because it took almost 16 hours from my city, Multan, to come to Rawalpindi, and on bus it takes like about 6 hours at most on motorway. You know, when you go through train, you see a lot of cities, a lot of places, and there are many beautiful places in between, you know, these cities. But the worst thing about that is the train, about the train. It takes a lot of stops between the journeys of these two cities, you know, about like 50 to 60 just stops about between for nothing. Like you were going, nothing is wrong, and you come to a sudden stop for nothing. Like there is nowhere to see, nothing to see. It's dark out there, but you still stop just because, you know, I don't know what's going on in the engine room. So after that, I just told myself that you are never going to be on a train again, no matter what. You are always going to be on a bus, no matter how expensive or how bad the bus, even the bus bad is, you know. So,
Understandable situation, mate.
so
Was that your first? Was that your first time riding a, having a journey on a train?
first time journey that long. It took that long. I never
Okay,
took a train there for that long. You know, I went to like nearby cities once.
I just boarded a train once in my whole life. It
Yeah.
was a bad experience, man.
So my friend told me that if you had taken the, you know, the AC room, AC bus, I don't know if that's the term for it, but he said it was a lot more, you know, cozy and better than the economy one because
Yeah,
you.
I think it would be. I just traveled in economy carriages.
But the upside of that was when we had a little stops, you know, I got to look at the sceneries, the beautiful sceneries, the green fields, the mountains, the villages. You know, it's all, it has an upside of it as well, because you know, if you are nature loving person or, you know, environmentalist, you see all that beauties around you. You get a feel like you live in a beautiful country.
Yeah, because like talking about like continuing on, I've also been on a bus, right? But if whether you take a bus or a train, you can see outside. Okay, you know how beautiful Pakistan is. Like I've traveled. I believe I traveled from Islamabad to Karachi using the train, right? So just looking outside, you can see all of the villages, all of the kids, the people, the trees, plantations, and you can see how Pakistan is from from the outside. The other parts of how parts of Pakistan are. So it's generally it's a very good experience for people. If you haven't traveled from using a train or a bus from here, you should definitely try it.
After my you know, experience of train, I usually say, yeah, everyone should travel through train in Pakistan only once, just, but one time is must.
Yes, definitely. Umar, any
Uh,
travel
yeah,
history?
travel. There's so many travel experiences, man. I just most of the time I sleep in the bus, while traveling. It just comes so swiftly and calmly. I just
Um,
sleep. Um, and the other times I just think things. Man. I don't look outside much. Um, back in the old days, traveling to Islamabad or Murray or such places was really a great experience. I'm just habituated to it. Traveling to Islamabad and back from it every 2 weeks, and it's just become a normal for me, so that it doesn't present something unique. And though I think that if a person looks for it, if a person is kind of adventurous, he could find many interesting things out there. But for me, it's mostly just I just want to get rid of the travel and its burden.
Yeah, for you, it's just the normal things,
Yeah,
every time
it's
you
just
see
a
these
hindrance.
things.
Yeah, there are these things are the hindrances between my room and my room at hostel.
Just recently, when I traveled from Islamabad to Multan, after the semester ended, so we were going to from the motorway, and suddenly the fog appeared, like it was just standing there waiting for us to enter in it, like the wall of fog. After that, it all became, foggy, and they closed motorway, so we had to go from other roads, and there were all, sugarcane trucks blocking the road because it was all foggy, and they thought no one would, travel from these roads. So when our bus was traveling through the roads, we saw the trucks, so we had someone to remove them, from the road, and we traveled further. Then there were more trucks of sugarcane. It was all sugarcane trucks. There were nothing more,
Do you
uh,
like eating sugar canes, mate?
I mean,
no, I
it
couldn't
is the
because
sugarcane season, so I can understand why there's so many trucks using sugar
I
canes.
did
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
totally
want to go
understandable, man.
outside. I didn't want to go outside because it was all also cold, foggy, and when you go outside, and in a matter of seconds your hands just freeze and you can't bear it. That's happened to me when I got outside for the few seconds and just came back because it was so cold.
So it generally,
I think
yeah,
our
yeah, almost.
I I think our whole the journey is uh, is kind of submerged in we're kind of submerged in thoughts about university, about our routine lives. We don't even pay attention to the minute details of what nature presents us.
See,
So this is a problem, I think.
yeah,
We're just in our minds, or basically it is me.
no, no.
Perspective of ours, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you could say even if you're not adventurous, you should be able to appreciate what's around you and what has been done for you from the people of the past. You know, all of these roads and all of these, you should thank them to be like you are free as of today. So I don't, you don't have to be an adventurous or a naturistic person to appreciate what's around you.
appreciate the beauty of nature, but I think that I'm kind of more submerged into myself, into my own mind, into my own thoughts. I'm just dwelled in it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, you also could say now. Obviously, everybody has their problems, whether it's family, it's
exactly,
education, or whatever. So
exactly.
people don't have time to go outside and do what they want to do or what they want to achieve. So, we don't really blame anybody if they don't, like going outside or whatever. So because obviously everyone has to focus on their own lives at first. So I can understand your
Yeah,
problems.
So what do you guys think? Is it more about the journey or the destination?
it should be ideally more about the journey, according to me.
Yeah, I also
So
agree
It's
with
the
you
that.
journey that matters, man.
so you think the journey is better than the destination, like the places you going through to reach your destination is like better than the destination itself?
Yeah, I think because there's a whole lot of variety.
Madam, like, if I could answer your question, see, if you talk about journey and destination is just a place where you want to arrive to, where you want to, go to. You reach there, and then from so on. Like if you guys reached your homes right after hostel, so the homes that you reached are your destination. Now you're with your family and friends, yes. But you've also explained, Ahmed, that the journey in your train, and that you've explained all of the you've had a good experience or you had a traumatic experience. That's what the journey is about. It's about how you've experienced life, because everyone has to experience either traumatic, a nice experience, or whatever. So I believe the journey is way more important because it brings you more into reality, because anything is possible, anything can be happen, whether it's traumatic, whether it's anything can go wrong or whatever. So I believe journey is important than the destination.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that the in between things of our lives shape us for the destination of our life. You are remembered when what you were before death, you know, not after death.
Yep.
So it's the journey that makes the difference, I think, yeah, as well.
Indeed, guys. It, I think this is a thing on which we upon which we all agree.
What?
I think we agree and we are on the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
page
yes, we
about
do.
this
Yep.
journey stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So moving
Any
on
interesting thing
from,
to talk about?
yeah, so like moving on from, we've talked about travel, right? So if we talk about your favorite places to go, let's say. So if you guys, obviously you guys have
Your favorite
traveled
places
from
to go?
your homes to Islamabad, right? So what are your favorite places that you've been in Islamabad, if you have traveled, like in within Islamabad?
So my favorite place was, Damneko, because it has the full view of the city, and there is the lake, and there is a bird, what's called bird zoo,
Yep.
and there are many beautiful birds there. So I didn't go this time when I came for the university, but earlier when I visited Islamabad for business, some other business. I visited all these places, the Faisal Mosque, the Dhamneko, and other other parks. It's a beautiful city.
Exactly. I believe if you guys have you been to Monal, Ahmed?
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
remember
not
if I
with
have
me.
been there, but once I go again, I think I might remember.
And Umar, any places you've been to in Islamabad as of now?
I don't even remember the places. I remember some names, but I don't have kind of particular feelings attached to any particular place. I think I need to revisit them to kind of appreciate their beauty again and make new memories there with you guys, hopefully.
Inshallah, one day.
Yeah, inshallah. We
We
were
could.
basically,
Yes.
we were planning to go for some holidays, some occasions in these days. But I think everyone was just interested in going back to their homes. It
Yeah, I
was
think
really a part of plan.
yeah, I think we should make a plan next time before summer vacations, because we will have a
Yeah,
lot of
this
time to
this
spend at
should be
home.
one. This should be one or more trips at least.
Yeah, 1 or more days. For 1 or more days, we should, visit places and go here and there. I just heard there is a, bus that takes you to Murray and other places, just specifically
There are, there are so
intercities.
many. Yeah, there are so many bus services. I think almost every bus service provider provides those services, those adventure stuff,
So
and they
maybe
have
one
these
day.
packages.
Yeah, one day maybe we should make a plan together, and most of the class, whether it be on boys or with teachers. I don't know if you want to go with teachers. I don't know if that's a good idea, but
I didn't
Teachers,
know
but
teachers would go with us.
but
teachers means restrictions, boys.
That's the thing. That's one of the things. That's the thing now. Because if you go somewhere else, the teacher's gonna say, "Don't go there," because the teacher will feel like that they're obviously the teachers are gonna be our responsibility now. So the teachers are obviously thinking about our parents, that let's not. Hopefully nothing happens to their kids or whatever. So that's why. So but
Yeah,
obviously, mashallah, we're all grown up, so we know what's wrong, what's right. So I guess we don't need
exactly.
teachers. We could bring teachers as well, but if we don't bring teachers, it doesn't even matter.
I don't think teachers go with students on the trips. They
Yeah,
would
I
have
don't think.
trips, but they would have teacher specific trips. And I don't think and I've actually asked the seniors about these things. They say that the university, on its own behalf, it does not organize such trips. So it's basically all up to the students, up to the societies to organize and uh, manage these adventure trips. There's
Yeah,
an adventure society. Yeah, I've heard a good reputation of it.
yeah,
So
because my
maybe
my sister, right?
yeah,
She's also studies in our university. So her, I believe, the
mashallah.
course that she's studying, they actually took her to do trips and all of that. So I believe, well, like where if we're in cyber, they might take us to some places of which is related to our course. So hopefully that happens one day, inshallah.
I don't think that's gonna happen because we are just starting the, cyber security thing in our country to take it seriously. I don't think there are many places they could take us
It doesn't.
so we can learn things.
I mean, it
You
doesn't
know?
generally have to be like hour related. It could, as I've said before, it could just be as a relaxation trip. It doesn't generally have to be related to our course. They can just take us to take our mind off, of stress or whatever you could say.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with that. I think we would have to organize one by ourselves. The
yeah, yeah.
university ain't interested in these things, apparently.
What kind of university is this then?
I don't know,
I
man.
don't think that I don't think many universities would take the responsibility to manage and organize trips and travels. I think they
Of
just,
such large
yeah,
audience, yeah.
I think they just give over that opportunity to students themselves and their societies to do
You know, you can,
whatever.
they can
Yeah,
organize department wise, first this department goes and then that department goes.
yeah, they could. They could be um, a management that is specifically there for this purpose. But apparently we do not have one.
Let's say we make one.
Yes, let's make
We are
one.
not the management brothers.
We don't
We
need the
become the
management.
management.
Yes, we are the management.
We become the management.
Okay.
Exactly.
We own this responsibility.
Look, man, rules now. Rules are meant to be broken. It doesn't matter whether management or the management is allowed. We're gonna be our own management.
Awkward silence.
Where do you guys, it's just moving to another topic. Where do you guys see yourself after 3 years, inshallah?
Still in university, bro.
Still with you guys, inshallah, hopefully.
Last semester.
And and
Still,
after the last semester, brothers?
I don't know.
It's all in Allah's hands, bro. He has a
Yeah,
plan
Yeah.
for
do you
us.
have plans for doing masters
Most
from
probably, most probably.
okay.
Or if
What
something
about you,
drastically
Ahmad?
happens, generally, Umar, if I'm going to be honest with you, right, I've been at a podcast, and not to be a flex or anything, because I've been to a, I believe I also told this in the first episode, that
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you
I've
told.
been with
I saw your screenshots.
yeah, so we talk about the Manchester City podcast, right? So I genuinely have a really good, I genuinely love talking about my team with other people, whether it be nationally or internationally, whatever. So I would love to be a podcast as well, because I've seen people actually make money off podcasts as well. It's not even about money; it's just about like spreading messages and all of that. So if I could be a podcaster, mainly it's just whatever is in store for me, I'll happily take it.
So generally an influencer.
No, the podcast is not an influencer. I'm sorry to say,
Message, spreading the message is
but
no
I
is an
spread good
influencer thing.
messages. Influencers spread stupid messages, like Jake Paul.
You had to specifically bring Jake Paul in that.
Man, look, some of us have a grudge against these people. We have to call them out. Oh yeah,
There are other influencer who, spread positive messages, positivity around them.
yeah,
You
true,
don't have
true.
to specifically target Jake Paul.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Chalo, fine, fine.
Some bad
I
eggs.
apologize. So I wanted to talk about that as well, guys. Do you? I believe Andrew Tate got arrested recently.
I think
Yeah,
he got
it's
out.
been a good deal of time now, and he's so innocent guy.
I mean, like he's like he knows his stuff now. He's actually changed so many lives. It's like even if you don't follow him, he has some things that he might talk some bullshit. He might, but there are some things that he genuinely talks that does matter. Like that does can change your life as well.
I
I think
genuinely believe that.
I think the
I
problem
genuinely
with
believe.
him, I think the problem with him is that he, talks unethically. He
Uh,
doesn't care who the
could be.
person in front of him. He hurts person's feelings as he talks. He needs to take a notch down while he's talking on podcast, on interviews. He talks very directly.
Maybe according
Uh,
to him, it's freedom of speech or expression, and
yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah. But
even if it hurts other sentiments, what he believes is true. It is to be spoken.
yeah, it might be true, but it's not always true. Everything is not true what he says.
It's 100% right. There are so many right things in it, and I think there's logic in his worldview, in his conversations, and what he's trying to spread the message across. There is some logic behind it.
The funny thing, how he
Yeah,
got arrested with
yeah.
A fucking
pizza
pizza
Eat a,
box,
box, a pizza, a
eat a pizza
fucking
fucking
box.
pizza
a
box.
pizza box. That's something you should recycle.
Like
Yeah.
he was beefing with Greta. I think I don't know how old she's. Like he's genuinely beefing with a child, and he got arrested for that shit.
Yeah, beefing is another thing, but why don't you recycle a pizza box? Why, what is the reason for not recycling a pizza box? Not only Greta wants that, many people want that. I want that, recycle,
Yeah.
make the planet healthy again.
Oh, and I believe I recently saw a tweet like they were saying that the ozone layer is actually healing now, so it can fully heal around after 45 years. So that's also a very good sign, you could say.
That's a great thing to hear, mate.
Yeah.
That's a very empowering thing.
But still, it's still affecting. You saw the floods this year in Pakistan.
Yeah.
The planet is still heating.
Yeah. We still
Yeah, the
understand.
natural disasters
If,
are all.
e- Even the ozone layer is healing, we already contaminated the oceans where most of our oxygen comes. The barrier reefs are dying, in Australia. Yeah, have you seen the barrier reefs? They're almost dead.
No, I haven't.
You should see they were
But I
very
have heard that there it is being damaged. I'm not sure about dying, but I have heard that it's damaging. The reefs are being
they were
damaged.
very beautiful. They had whole ecosystem in them, all the fishes, beautiful fishes. But they're all gone now. The reef was colorful when you went under the water, but now it's all white because
Oh,
of the water is heating.
damn.
I
Australia's
just
just
watched
a
Interstellar, man. I just
Oh,
watched
Interstellar.
that's a good
Interstellar
movie as
today.
well. That's a really good movie.
Yeah, that's a
Generally, if
great
you if
blend
you
of
love
emotional
space,
and
right?
scientific.
If you love space,
Uh,
this movie's perfect for you.
I
If
was
you
just
love
trying
space,
to,
I'm just
I was
watching
just
a
trying to
season.
broaden my horizons.
I'm watching a season called Lost in Space. It's like almost like the movie Interstellar. If you like, you can watch it.
Hmm. That might be interesting. But I think I must restrict myself to technology and stuff. I just wanted to kind of broaden my mental horizons and think that there are other things beyond our planet. Just wanted to, you know, expand my knowledge to some
No,
extent.
that's
Also,
perfectly
didn't
fine.
understand. I didn't understand many of the scientific concepts, and it's a shame that I cannot.
Umar, I wanted to ask one advice from you,
Yeah, of course.
I know you read a lot of books, right?
No,
You don't
partly
read
right,
books,
Let's assume you read a
partly
lot of
right.
books, okay? Let's just for now, let's
Okay.
assume.
but but you
Then the
read books,
advice would
right?
itself be assumed.
More than me at least.
Okay, okay, you go on.
So I want to read books, I want to
You
read
want to
books.
read a book.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
you want to read a book.
it's in front of me, but I can't help myself to read it. I just open my laptop and watch YouTube and do other things, but I can't help myself to read this book.
Umar,
What
can I
should I
can I
do?
like yeah, kind of answer his question for you?
Of course, Moise, you can. I
Ahmed,
think you
because
have a better answer.
Ahmed, I believe the thing that of today is, because if you look at books, right, it's just words. Well, most books are just words. So if when you just look at one page which is full of like just words, your mind blanks out and you just don't understand what you're reading. You have to read that line or that page all over again, because there's nothing of interest. It's just words. You have to imagine it by yourself. So when you look at series, YouTube or whatever, you could see there are pictures. Now we've also learned this in university, that pictures, when we learn and look at pictures or animations or whatever, that gets stored in our mind more than the words that are being presented in books, or that. So that's why you're not able to read books as well. So no, because of this, I believe that they turned books into movies as well. So instead of reading the book, they can just genuinely just use the movie as a source of reading the book, indirectly reading the book. So if you look at American Psycho, I've watched that movie hundreds of times. That's such a good movie. I recommend watching it. So there's like, you could see, if you learn about it, you watch it, you can see there's a message about it, the same message in the movie that is in the book. So you can just watch the movie and just that's basically, you've already read the book. It's also done the same for Harry Potter, Diary of the Wimpy Kid, etc. So that's why, like, it's just because of like a compilation of many words in a single book. That's why you're not able to read it. So if you do want to read a book, I suggest, if you can find a movie for it, just watch the movie.
But there are many masterpiece, books, but they don't have a movie or even a documentary on it. I
Hmm.
would want to read that, but that's there's a hindrance. I lack concentration.
So, Umar, can you answer this if you have any?
Yeah, brothers. So reading a book is like it's like having a 10 course dinner, mate. You have to put your whole concentration into it, and you're just reading stuff. As Moise said, when you are watching movie, you are seeing things happening. But when you read book, you are reading those lines, and you are making, you're first of all conceptualizing the phenomena. You are putting your whole concentration into those words, and you are trying to make a mental movie of it. So I think it's more taxing this way, because you're just putting a good deal of effort into it. That may be the reason, along with some other reasons, that the reading a book does not provide you with much dopamine strikes, as as it is, the concepts of psychology and mind come here. When you are watching movies, you get a good deal of dopamine surges, and your mind just craves for dopamine. It's just, by the way, dopamine, if you don't guys, if you guys don't know, is it's a chemical that, it's a neurochemical that is generated in mind, um, and it basically is a player seeking chemical. It the activities that give you pleasure, it's basically built for those, for the seeking of those activities that the brain records as being pleasureful activities. So the videos, the movies, anything on visuals on the internet, you see they are more dopamine inducing, and that's why the mind is more attracted both consciously and subconsciously to those rewards. So I think you need to put your technology aside when reading a book. You should read books in hard format or on specific ebook readers. Um, then what you need to do is, I think you should take some breaks in between, and first of all decide how much content you are gonna read, and secondly, I think it's gonna come with time. The mind gets habituated to it. You're reading stuff.
You're welcome, Ahmed, by the way. We're your free therapists.
I think I could explain the
Thank
phenomenon more eloquently in Urdu.
you.
It's it's I'm not good at explaining those things. I comprehend those things. I think language is it is a tool to convey your ideas. So I'm not good at that much in using that tool. Not efficient. Uh, but try to understand this kind of, you have to use some deal of willpower, and it comes to your decision making uh, skills. You make a decision that I'm gonna read this book. Most important is the thing that you must have some particular objective, some particular goals that are connected to your reading that specific book. So if you're reading a book on good health or on nutrition, the purpose should be in your mind, and you should recall that purpose whenever you feel daunting, whenever you feel temptations to seek something else. They're pretty much natural. I would suggest that you read, first of all, if you are just trying to get into the reading habit, you should read whatever genre you want. But if you cannot specifically point to some genre, I would say that you go with mindfulness stuff. Uh, there are there are many great books on mindfulness. Presently, I'm reading one. It's called Mindfulness in Plain English, and it basically deals with how you could be more mindful. It's basically about the meditations of Buddha. It explains to a good deal of extent the circuitry of mind, how the mind works, without going into the scientific details, because they do not have any concern with that to such an extent. Uh, Recently, I'm reading the books on kind of mindfulness, the books on the addictive and compulsive behaviors, the book on the effects of drugs. Basically, it's all connected with the brain. Everything is
Nice.
connected with psychology and these concepts. So
So,
okay, you gotta
yep,
go, man.
yep. So, if you
Okay.
guys want book advice, just call Umar, and he's just gonna help you with that. So, guys, let's wrap up for
Yeah,
today, episode 3. So, if anybody has a achhi baat, so please speak up.
Umar, you are my therapist for books now.
The achhi
No
baat, yeah,
problem.
yeah, exactly. So,
I'll
the
give
achhi
you
baat today is Umar
the
is gonna be
the
our
अच्छी बात today.
therapist.
No, that is not necessarily the अच्छी बात.
Anyone who
I
is
mean, we should
anyone
think.
who is watching, he can ask for suggestion for reading books from Umar.
So let me say the अच्छी बात. It is a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche. Maybe uh, some of you have heard it. It's no price is too high for the privilege of owning your own self.
Nice. That's a really good quote. That's
It's a
really
deep
good.
quote. Yeah.
It's a deep. So, guys, thank you for watching. If anybody watching, thank you for very
That's what
watching.
she said.
That's what she said. Thank you for watching. So thank you for
Exactly.
watching, guys. Hopefully see you in the next episode, and tata, bye.